What's up guys, John Bird III here and we're back again for another video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about a rod series that I've talked about more so for techniques, but I think I'm gonna start diving into rod series as a whole and talk about the different series that I have in my lineup and why I have those particular rods in the series as a whole and why I use them for, and just talk about the series just as a general overview. So if anybody's ever in the market and looking up a particular rod in the series, you can kind of understand what you're looking for in the series as a whole and what you're going to get for your money. But before we go into that, at the end of this video, we're going to announce the winner for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to find out who's going to win the autograph signed custom light reel, the shallow spool, signed by the GOAT himself, Kevin Van Dam. So make sure you stay tuned to the end so we can find out who's going to win that. But without further ado, today we're going to talk about a rod series that I have a couple different models of. I've been using them for probably about a little bit over a year and a half now, and got some seat time with them, and giving my full thoughts on the series as a whole, because somebody actually left a comment about that the other day, so I'm gonna talk about it. And that is the Team Lose Elite Series rods. So I have three different models. One model, I have three actual rods of that one particular model, but this one here, 7-foot medium heavy, staple, I guess, power, action, and length of a rod. But this rod, in my opinion, is a little bit soft. It's like a medium plus in my opinion. It's not a true medium heavy. If I had to recognize this rod, it's not a true medium heavy. It's like a medium plus, but it's a great rod. So one thing about when you talk about high-end rods, and this is straight across the board, no matter what the brand is, higher end rods, what are you paying for? Because this rod right here, this rod series, they are $350. So what are you getting? You're going to get a better blank. You're going to get better guides, because whether you believe it or not, guides are probably the most expensive part of the rod, aside from either the blank or anything else. It is the guides. The guides are very expensive. So that is what you're going to get across the board, no matter what the brand is. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at higher end rods. Because I remember there's a point I said I want to try a high end rod, and I picked it up. I picked up a rod. This was actually 2018, the 2018 Classic on Lake Hardware. I said I'm gonna buy a high end rod, and I walked out there. I didn't buy a high end rod because I picked that rod up. It's like, this tip heavy, and I don't like it. So I don't like tip heavy rods. So needless to say. But anyway, so here the Drytech Ultra Pro Weed Grip is JDM inspired. I mean, it's wind grip. But I will say, I think it's the weaving pattern on this rod that actually makes this rod feel a little bit more comfortable compared to the Signature Series. The Signature Series isn't uncomfortable, but I think it's the closeness and the weaving of the pattern on here that makes the comfort of this real seat and the actual grip feels a little bit softer compared to the wind grip on the Signature Series. So at this point there, but again, I love the exposed blank right here. So if you look at this real seat right here, it's basically the same. It's the same real seat that is on the custom light rod. So I love the exposed blank because I wrap my fingers here, and I like being able to feel the whole entire bottom. Justin Lucas did a rod video a few years back talking about the difference in rods he uses. And when it comes to reactionary baits, he used cheaper rods. And when it comes to bottom contact baits, he used more higher end rods. Because again, you get more high end components, and you're also wanting to use those rods for bottom contact. So I haven't, to be honest, I don't have a home for this rod in my lineup just yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. I've tried throwing like Sexy Dog Juniors on there. I don't know how I like it. It used to be my flute rod, actually, throwing like caffeine shads and flutes and stuff. That's what this rod was originally for. But I don't know if I want to use that for that. So I've actually switched to one of the other rods that we're going to talk about in a second. But I don't know. I might try finesse jig with this rod, something with a light wire hook, because it has good backbone. But again, I'm not going to use this for no reactionary type bait. So it's probably going to be a bottom contact bait, so maybe like a finesse jig or something. Comment down below what you think I should use this rod for, because again, it's not a medium heavy. It's like a medium plus in my opinion. But still a great rod. Super lightweight. Love the comfort of it, and it is a great rod to fish with. It's fun. So the next one I have right here, this is the spinning version. This is a 7-foot medium fast. And on here I got paired a custom light shallow spool also. And this is my Shaky Head rod. Now I did a video on my Shaky Head setup, and I was using the Pro TI rod. But I wanted a rod that was a little bit longer. I decided, I was like, man, I want a rod that has a little bit more length to it. And so this is a 7-foot medium fast, and that other rod was like a 6'10", 6'9", 6'10", something like that. So I want something a little bit longer. I've contemplating on going to a 7'2" for a shaky head. Not sure yet. So let me know in the comments what's your shaky head rod. Length, power, action. So this is a 7-foot medium fast. It's super lightweight. I used to use this rod to throw wacky rigs on, and I decided to switch to use a different rod to throw a wacky rig on. And so now I'm going to start throwing the shaky head on here. Now I love this reel seat right here, because right here it unscrews from the bottom, and that allows you to slide your reel in, and then the bottom part screws up and screws in. So that's how you lock it in place. And the way I hold my reel anyway, and my rod, is I do 2 fingers at the top, 2 fingers at the bottom, and they kind of sit just like that. And so that's kind of what I do whenever I'm holding this rod. But I just like, I don't know, it's something about the comfort of this reel seat and handle. It feels good. It also has the VTR transfer ring, which allows you to be able to feel bites, those little subtle bites. So that's another thing I like about this rod. But it balances very well. And again, just the type of the weaving pattern. It might sound like it might sound little, but it really does make this rod more comfortable in hand. I'm not a guy, y'all know my videos, I'm not one that's gonna overhype or oversell something. I'm just not. I'm just gonna be completely honest. And I think the weaving pattern makes these rods comfortable to fish with. Lightweight, they're comfortable, and they feel soft. And I just like the way that feels. So this is gonna be my shaky head rod. I'm not sure if this is gonna be my actual shaky head reel. And because over this past week, I've been playing around with a new reel that just came out at iCast. This is a 100 size of the Custom. And I was playing around with this reel to test out, to see, like, it was really originally for wacky rig. And so I was like, do you really need a big reel? And we're gonna do a video on reel size comparison for spinning reels. Do you really need that much line for a spinning reel? So for wacky rig, you getting up close, skipping docks, skipping cypress trees. So but then I tied on shaky head because I wanted to see if I got bit and I caught a big one on shaky head on Santee. I want to see how the drag compares. So that's what I was working on. So I may put that reel on that rod because I got a tournament this weekend on Lake Hartwell. I'm fishing the Toyota's owners event. So I may put that reel on there to see how it fights with those spotted bass, because y'all know the spotted bass are deadly. They're super strong. But the final rod from the Elite Series that I have is the 7.3 medium heavy fast. I actually have 3 of these. I actually have one prototype model also that looks a little bit different from here, but essentially the blank and all that stuff is the same. So this week I actually had a Magnum cutter worm, the 7-inch version, tied on here. And of course I have it paired with a Hyper Mag. And 3/16 ounce weight, 4/0 super strong hook by owner, the offset wide gap worm hook, favorite hook, period. So this setup was just fun to fish with. You would feel the bite. So I wasn't dragging anything with this. I was actually throwing it out there, chunking it out, and just winding it back. And when them suckers would grab it, they would hit it like a freight train. And sometimes you would be reeling, and when they would grab it, and they would just keep swimming in the same direction. And so sometimes the bite was hard to detect, but with the exposure of the rod blank, it made it a lot easier for me to be able to detect those bites. And then as I would even stop reeling and I'll see that line swimming and bam, instantly set the hook. But what really stood out about this rod was this particular scenario here. We were in a smaller pocket. There were some dots there. And I decided to skip this way up under the dock. I mean, I skipped it, and part of me was like, this might be a bad deal. I skipped it way under a dock, and under that dock, they had the cross beam, that diagonal cross beam under there. And as soon as I skipped it over there, and I could feel the bait fall, that's why I'm talking about sensitivity when you're talking about high-end rods. I felt the bait fall over as I skipped it. I felt it fall over that beam, and I instantly felt the thump, and I instantly reeled down, and I set the hook. And when I set the hook, and I have 20 pound, I think I got 20. Yep, 20 pound fluorocarbon on here, Contra. And when I set the hook on that sucker, and I had that rod loaded, I literally pulled him out from under that diagonal cross beam under that dock. So that was super fun to fish with this setup and to do that, like super fun. It has plenty of backbone. Now this rod is labeled 7.3 medium heavy fast. It's like a medium heavy plus. It's not a true medium heavy. Also, it actually has a little bit more, got some to it. Some pop out of Sailor Man when he cracks open that can of spinach. So this rod right here, great to fish with. Again, I have 3. So I throw a speed worm on there. I normally use this rod actually for throwing a fluke. And one of my buddies recommended it. And I was like, I don't know about that rod. And then I was in the situation that he told me about what I needed to do. And I did it. And I caught one on the fluke doing what he was showing me what to do. And I was just like, all right, sold. So needless to say, I switched. So one of these is my fluke rod. The other one, I mean, it's kind of general purpose, but it's going to be bottom contact. So whether it's light Texas rigs or just Texas rigs in general, or anything, a jig, just a regular old jig, not doing that crazy, just general jig fishing. That's what I use this for. So this is great. Great rod to fish with, fun. Again, and it has plenty of backbone, and I love fishing with this. Now, another model that I had, I don't have that model anymore, is I had a 7.4 heavy. And one thing, I just put this out there for all the Lew's rods, and no matter what the lineup is as far as the series, so whether it's the Custom Light series, whether it's the Custom Pro series, whether it's the Elite series, the 7.4 heavy truly is a punching rod. It's labeled as a pitching stick, but it's truly a punching rod because of how much backbone that sucker has. But I had one, and that rod there, when I say it's stout, like it's legit stout. Hillary Martin, if you ever go follow Hillary, if you follow Hillary Martin, whether it's on YouTube or any of her social media platforms, and if you follow the Lew's page, there have been a couple different posts of her frog fishing, and her setup is a 7.4 heavy. Same thing with Scott. They use the exact same rod. 7.4 heavy Elite Series rods, and they pair it with a Hyper Mag. And you know they love frog fishing. They down in Florida. They get to frog fish a lot more than some of us, depending on where you are in the country. And they've caught some bigs on that setup. So I used the Hackney frog rod, but after thinking about it and then fishing with my partner this week, I've been thinking about getting another 7.4 heavy. I actually have a 7.4 heavy Custom Pro rod, which is one of my flipping sticks, and I have a 7.4 heavy, one of the Gen 1 custom speed sticks. But I don't want to use those for throwing the frog, so those are my flipping sticks. But again, the 7.4 heavy Elite Series rod is a great rod as a flipping stick, but it's more like a punching rod. So if you want to use it for generic flipping, fine, like flipping laydowns, bushes, anything like that, fine. But if you want to punch, it's actually was designed for punching, but it's labeled a pitching stick, but it is a straight up, it's that sucker got some butt to it. I ain't gonna lie. You hear some guys be like, man, that rod ain't got no butt to it. Well, let me tell you that 7.4 heavy, yes sir, it got some butt to it. So, but anyway, that is that. So that's the Elite Series rod lineup. That is my review of it. Honestly, it's a great rod for the money. I mean, $350, you're getting a lightweight rod. You're getting good components of it. You're getting a very sensitive blank. You're getting like I said, I love the rear seat, the comfort of the wind grips. It feels good. You're getting a good rod. Now, let me say this. Do you need to spend $350 on a rod? No, you don't. I'm not even about to sit here and say, yes, you need to. You don't. Like, you don't. Y'all know for a fact that my bread and butter, as far as the rod series goes, is the Signature series. $189. $189, some models are $199, but that is my bread and butter. That is probably, in my opinion, the best rod series in the entire Lew's lineup. Because I fish with a lot of different models, a lot of different series, and that Signature series, for the money, just techniques and all of that, like, you can't beat them. Like, balance, everything, great rods. You can beat them to death, and them suckers gonna run. Paint chipping all off of them, and like my Andy Montgomery bladed jig rod, paint chipping off that rod. I had the rod 4 years, and it's still going. So great rod. So, but the Elite Series rods, if you want to venture out and try one of Lew's high-end rods, are you gonna be disappointed? No. But again, if you're going to, I ever since, like I said, Justin Lucas mentioned what he said about how he picked rods, I've adapted that into my brain, and that's kind of what I do. So bottom contact, if you want to, like, again, if you want to venture into this series, think bottom contact. Don't think reactionary. You don't need to buy these rods for a bladed jig. You don't need to buy them for a spinner bait. You don't need to buy them for a crankbait. You don't need to buy them for anything that's reactionary or with treble hooks. You need to buy them for jigs, flipping, shaky heads, that type deal. I mean, a wacky rig, yeah, you can do wacky rig with that, because but that type stuff, you don't need it for, like I said, anything like reactionary, top water, and that stuff. I mean, frogs, $350 for a frog rod is a lot of money. Like, I ain't about to spend $350 on a rod to throw a frog. Like, it don't make sense. But again, when you're talking about dragging the jig or whatever, this is the rod series that you need to go ahead and get. So I'm about to grab a special guest, and we're going to pick the winner for the giveaway. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we got a special guest here. Got a lovely wife. So to pick the giveaway winner, this is how it's going to work. So I need you to get your phone. Now, on my computer right here, we have a list of every comment of the ideas that you would like to see going forth on this channel. Maybe going into next year, maybe this year, we'll see. But we have a list of every comment on it. There is a total of 23 comments on here. So go to Google, to the random number generator. And so how we're going to do this, we're going to do a random number generator. So there are 23 on here. So we need the random number generator to go from 2 to 24. And we have the comment, and we also have the name listed on here as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to put 2 to 24. And then once she hits the random number generator, we're going to say what number that is. And I'm going to show you the number. So right now,
I didn't pick anything yet.
she hasn't picked anything. So it say min 2 and max 24. So disregard that 8 up there. That's not who the winner is. So she's going to hit generate. And once she hits generate, she's going to tell me the number. And from there, she's going to read the comment and the person's name on there. And that will be the winner. The instructions that I want you to do, if you are the lucky winner, are going to be in the description. So make sure you look there so that you can claim your prize. All right. So without further ado, hit generate. The number is number 5. So who is number 5?
Bassless Chap 346.
Bassless Chap 346. So what is the comment?
JB3, I'll be checking out that custom light hollow frog rod. Looks sweet. I also love the Lose products. I have the Lose KVD bait caster and I love it. Would be interested in your opinion on it.
Nice. So Bassless Chap 346, you are the lucky winner of the autograph signed KVD Lose custom light shallow spool spinning reel. So go look in the description to find out what you need to do. But congrats on winning the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So you're going to be getting the new custom light shallow spool signed by the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT himself, Kevin Van Dam. So congratulations. Again, look at the stuff in the description so you can find out what you need to do to claim your prize. But that's it. So I'm JB3. I got to get back to living the dream. Mama got to get ready for bed. I'll catch you later.